I have the all-in-one Wizards? No way. Come on. Which Jordan should I be? Most experience? They made the 95-96 better than 97-98. I don't know if I agree with that. Also, that one's better. That one's as good. I'm going with the veteran. When he defined his post-up game. Because I'm going to go against some bigs in this. Who should I go against first? Let's start with the olds. Should we start with the new? Let's start with the newer. Let's start with Steph. It's going to be tough for him. Now, I hope I win everyone. I don't know if that's guaranteed. Especially if some of the bigs eat me up in the post. But there's really no excuse when you're the GOAT. When you're Jordan, there's no excuse to lose. Even against LeBron. Now I'm going to go against probably a couple LeBrons. Pretty sure that was a double dribble. That was easy, right? Fix my controller. Oh, he missed. Let's give him a little bit of 98 post-up. Oh! Oh, what a douche. Oh. I can't give him that. Oh. I gotta get up on him. Thing is, I don't like the defensive animations in this. Thanks for joining, Roblox. I thought it was a good idea. I saw Jalen Rose's Go criteria the other day, and it made sense to me. So I was like, I came up with this idea. Fuck. Damn, he's out running me right now. Get out of here. It's going to be hard to lock him down. A little cheap, a little cheap. Damn. No. Give me that board. Oh! Damn. You can't stop that. Ah! That was ferocious. Oh! Might get one of these loose balls. Oh, that's mine? Oh. I had to get that 2-point lead. Foul! Alright, you know what? I'm just going to end it. That's what he does. Or not. Damn. No. It's 1-2. Take that. That's 1. I'll take 1. Am I going up against LeBron after this? This is going to be a tough one-on-one matchup. Even the Lakers. Whew, that's going to be a couple tough matchups. Alright. That's going to be tough. He plays such good defense on this game. Every single LeBron is just, he just locks you down. He just bodies you up and you can't get a good shot. Yeah, shoot it. Foul. Fuck. Oh, I can shoot the 2. Can you shoot the 2? I don't know. Blah. I gotta just go for the rebounds. If I go for the shot block, he's gonna get like every rebound. I went for the shot block again. God damn. Damn. I didn't have to shoot that. Get a board, bro. Yes. Come on. That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT right there. That's what he does. Oh, he wouldn't miss that. He would have made that every time, dude. No way. Wow. That's what Jordan would do. He would scrap for everything. That counted? That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. He's going to take it. No. Where's the clutch? Where's the clutch factor? Whoo! Oh! Jordan. What? I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, who the hell knows, you know? We would never know. What? Jordan did lose to that business CEO guy at that camp. There's a video about it. You look it up on YouTube. I'm not gonna make it easy for him, that's for sure. Dude. I don't know why he runs out of energy so fast and he's so slow. Where's the quickness? Is he's 98 Jordan? No. No, easy. Boogers! Get a rebound! Come on! He doesn't get 5 in a row. He doesn't get 5 in a row on MJ. It doesn't happen. We're gonna rematch. I mean... I'll play another LeBron. That could happen. I mean, one-on-one's a different scenario, man. It's not... content like it should, because clearly I think this is a good video. It's got no viewers at the moment. I'll call it out as it is. I like this idea. I think it's an entertaining concept, and it's a shame that I only had one viewer so far. I'll be point blank about it. I like wonder how they choose what live broadcasts get shown, how they run the algorithm. Sometimes I don't know. Come on, dude. This he's not the quickest and he can't dribble that well. For some reason. I don't remember Jordan this way, but... we'll proceed. I'm just bodying him, just post him up. I have to use what he can do and he can't, you know? You work to your strengths. It's going to be like this in every one-on-one matchup. Everybody's going to be working to their strength. It's going to be an interesting, outcome. This kind of reminds me of NBA Ballers for PS2. Anybody ever played that? Anybody who's a real gamer and remembers that game? Feel free to comment below. It was all one-on-one. It was like MTV Cribs meets the NBA meets NBA Street. That's what it was. All those three things like combined into one game, and it was sick. When it came out, it was highly anticipated. Stephon Marbury was on the cover. He was one of the top NBA, greats. Not great, but top NBA, players at the time. Before he went to China. Shaq's gonna be tough. Timmy he wasn't that hard, but we'll see. See what the matchup with Shaq's gonna be like. I'm gonna comment like I have people watching right now because I feel like I should. So we're gonna pretend like things make sense, but they don't. That's right. The world doesn't make sense. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. We got another LeBron matchup. I can't be 0 for 2 in these. Maybe I should take in Jordan in his prime when he's a little bit quicker. Or to give me a more true... If I lose this matchup, I might do that. For a more true one-on-one matchup. Before it was the Cavs LeBron. Now it's Miami LeBron. He's going to be a better shooter. He's going to be better. So. Oh, there it is. I got to play good D and get rebound. I got to focus on rebounding. That's what. Oh, there he goes. Get it! Top of the key, baby. Get a rebound! He's a box. Is there a box? There should be a box out button if there isn't. I don't know if there is. There should be one. Wow, that was nice. That was like Dr. J. That was LeBron. Too full. Me shooting jump shots when I'm ahead that's where I get in trouble. Oh, where'd he go? I tried to back off him so he'd shoot it, and I completely missed a step there. That was a bad shot. Good defense, good boards. Just drive and keep the ball away from freaking maybe the best defender of all time. Bill Russell. How do you make that comparison? You can't really. Like in MJ too, I don't know. I think LeBron. I'd rather if I had to go up against MJ or LeBron, and they were on defense, I would rather I think go up against MJ. The amount of breakaway blocks, just LeBron's defense is, that's something that I'd take MJ's offense and LeBron's defense, I think. That would make the perfect elite basketball player. Breakaway swats. Just every offensive aspect you could have except for James Harden's evolved game, which is kind of taking its own platform in my mind and other people's mind as an elite offensive weapon. That we've never seen in the league before. And you compare him and Jordan, even statistically, his ability to score once he touches the basketball is unheard of if you look those numbers up in comparison to Jordan's. And it's what? I kind of thought that from watching him because he has so many tools in his toolbox on offense. It's just a shame that he's not more developed defensively or doesn't take an elite focus defensively like Jordan does or did. And a GOAT lead right now, you would expect. Oh, fuck. Oh, you're going to back off him? Give him that? That would never happen. Look at LeBron. That's how he would look, too, after he lost. He'd be so pissed. You pissed, like, after Game 5. If anybody saw that video on YouTube that went viral about those guys that make fun of LeBron, or they, like, do their own LeBron impressions, and it was, like, LeBron in the locker room after the game, and, like, it was, like, Danny Green missed a shot, and it was, like, what LeBron would have done, and he's just choking him out, and then somebody's, like, I think Morris was like, or somebody was playing Morris and was like, LeBron, leave him alone. You can't just choke people out. And LeBron like looks at him and stares at him, and he just like starts choking him out. And then the whole team's like, no, I'm gonna leave him alone, leave him alone. And it's so funny. I bet LeBron watched it and laughed so hard about it. And AD, it's so funny. Then the team trainer's like telling AD he can't play. And LeBron's like, did I talk to you? Did I say something to you? And trainer's like, I think my advice here is valid. I'm like medically trained to do this, to give this advice. And he just looks at him just like he looked at everybody else, and he starts choking out the medical trainer. It's, if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. It's funny. Alright, I'm going to keep with the... I may be a different Jordan at some point. I think as long as I keep being Jordan, it stays true to the GOAT. But I'm going to stick with the 98. I just kind of like beat LeBron pretty bad. I'm probably getting a little better too. He's going to... I think I should be good from here on out. This is going to be interesting. If I played against a 94 Duncan, that's like my, I'm definitely going to play against a 96 Durant. Man, I still remember when Durant came into the league after 1 year out of Texas. Granted, LaMarcus Aldridge came out of Texas the year before that. If they had stayed together, that would have been... I wanted that to happen. That was one of my what-if things. Like, LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, 3 years in college on Texas. That would have been phenomenal. Not to mention, I went to A&M for grad school in 2013, and I would have been able to go to their games and seen them just dominate and get autographs. Whew. Talking about dreaming. That would have been freaking awesome. But people were talking about Durant out of college, and they were like, he's too skinny, he can score, but he's just going to get bodied. I'm talking, so you shut the fuck up. Basically, they were just saying he's too skinny, he's going to get bodied, he has to put on weight, he's not going to be effective in the NBA. Just like, you seen this guy score the basketball? And his length and his size? Is he made out of paper mache? I don't think so. And... he's not made out of paper mache. He's made out of freaking iron wire. And he's a fucking elite scorer. That's... I think when he wants to win championships, he's gonna. I really want to see the Nets play the Lakers and the Warriors next year. Lakers-Warriors, Western Conference Finals, to a championship against maybe the Nets. Like, that is going to be something interesting to watch. What if Harden goes to, like, Philadelphia or something, or, like, somewhere on the East, and makes a Eastern team like a superpower, and then you have like as much of a even Eastern Western conference as you used to have back in the day, because I feel like Western's been pretty overpowering last couple years. Oh, look at him. Oh, too bad he missed that. I like the cocky like back dribble. Oh, this is gonna be tough. If he makes his shots, this is gonna be tough. I think Durant's a tougher matchup than LeBron because of his length. And he's quicker, I think. But if he misses his shots, then he's not as good as LeBron. But I got to get on him, like preventing him from driving on me. Doing that and just dunking on me with his length. That's not going to be easy. Come on. Like, if he gets hot and just hits threes on me, and I can't defend it, he can win any one-on-one matchup because of that. Even driving, like, how do you just defending the spider? That's what he is. He's like a human spider. Tarantula. I have a shirt that has him as like in like a robot. It's like a Nike shirt. It's like him in like a robot spider tarantula fucking like he's like Iron Man in like a spider robot suit thing. It's the coolest fucking shirt. Alright, and he's going to dunk on him. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. If he does that, I might be fucked. And if I do that, I'm going to be in trouble. That cannot happen. If he misses, I have to get rebounds. Like, that just can't happen. Get the fucking rebound. He's got that go clutch factor that people don't have. That's what separates him from everybody. Fuck. That's the goal clutch factor right there. Just takes the ball away, says, gimme it, it's mine. You said something about my mama? Oh, he just would do that shit. Oh, you said something about my mama, and you didn't say anything about his mama. Oh, so that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. I got to talk myself up so I can win this. Just like he used to. Oh, oh, so that's what you said, huh? Oh, so that's how it's going to be. Oh, fuck. That's what he would do. He would point. He would be like, I fucking beat you. Because you're the GOAT. That's a tough match. In a 5-on-5 basketball isn't necessarily the GOAT in a one-on-one matchup. You know, I don't know. I don't know what LeBron Jordan would be. I don't know what Durant Jordan would be. That's why we're doing this. It's not a guarantee necessarily. Carmelo on the Knicks. They don't have Carmelo on the Nuggets? I don't think that's the greatest of all time. I'm not going to do Melo. It's like a fan thing. But it's like if I don't do Melo and like I didn't do Paul George, I didn't do Chris, it's disrespecting to those guys if I play Carmelo and don't play then. 94 has been, I guess, my cutoff because this Dirk was the Dirk that ate up the Pistons in the playoffs in that that series. If you watch that series, this guy played at a superhuman level, Dirk Nowitzki, that I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play, even Jordan play at that level in a playoff series. Like, he was just like perfect. Like, the fourth quarter would hit and he just wouldn't miss. Like, the whole fourth quarter. He just wouldn't miss. He was like unstoppable. And that whole Pistons team was like pretty well balanced. But the Mavericks they had good players, but definitely the best player was Dirk by like far. You had Rasheed Wallace, I think. I don't remember their whole roster at the time, but it was more of a well-balanced Pistons team versus like a Dirk Nowitzki, who was clearly the shining star of that Dallas Mavericks team. Whoa, Dirk, where's the defense? I know what I'm defending. I mean, I may not be able to defend him. I may... Like, this shouldn't be too difficult. He just doesn't have the quickness. And now I'm a little bit of a quicker MJ. And this is where the matchup problems come. He can really take advantage of his quickness. So I feel like the 98, 97 Jordan wouldn't be as effective in one-on-one because he's not as quick. And if you play a big, his game was that post-up mid-range. That was his game in 98. And it wouldn't be as effective against a big, honestly. So in one-on-one, in a lot of cases or in certain cases, this quicker, younger MJ probably would be more effective against a big. This is going to be a scrub. I can't even cross him back over because he's too slow. I'm going to stream this for like a long time just to spite the fact that I have no viewers. Because that's how I am. Just to make a better content quality video. Just to be spiteful that I have no viewers. Like, I hope this video goes for like 4 or 5 hours. And I hope it has no viewers the whole time now at this point. I mean, maybe it's because it's not the newest version of NBA, but I don't know if it's better. There's been some disagreement on whether it's better or not. This one was pretty popular at the time, I think, when it came out in 2020. Dude, there was enough separation there for fucking the fridge to run through in fucking a football game. The fridge was a lineman for the Bears. I got the ball in like a famous playoff game. He was like the biggest lineman at the time, and the Bears gave him the ball on like the 1 yard line. In case anybody doesn't know where that basketball reference came from. Damn. I can't shoot over him. That's what he does, though. Alright, you're going to do that. I'm going to do what I do. I guess not. For some reason, he stopped dribbling. He didn't want to drive to the basket. Damn. The reason I get spiteful about not having viewers is because when I watch videos, or I have my tablet like watching a video and I go away from it, then it'll go to somebody's live content. Why doesn't nobody go, like, if I see that happen on mine when I'm watching YouTube, why don't I see people get pushed to my content? Where's the bias come from versus the unbiased? You know? Fuck you, make a shot. I'll take the ball back. You're driving and just dunking because you're not making any of your fucking shots. I love the Jordans he's got. Those are the best fucking Jordans. Those are Air Force Ones? Jordan 6s or something? I don't know. I don't know enough about Jordans to even pretend like I do. The flights, maybe? We want the finer things. Finer things. We want the finer things. We want the finer things. We want the finer things. I'm gonna have to go up against Scottie at some point too. Where do we leave off? 94, D Rose, MVP. Want the finer things, we want the finer things. He's quick, but I think I'm just quick enough to, and more powerful enough to kind of just do whatever I want. I can take him in the post. I can shoot over him. I can, if I stay with him, I should be able to defend him pretty well. It shouldn't be too hard of a matchup. Again, Derrick Rose in a 5-on-5 when his prime was up, and his passing was a threat just as much of his scoring. You know, it's a different scenario. 5-on-5 versus 1-on-1. He's gonna have to work for every basket. Like, I'm not gonna have to work nearly as hard. Like, look at that. Rebounds, I don't have to worry about really boxing out. I can kind of just do this if I want. Push him down. Eat him up a little bit. Just float it in there. Stays with him. Makes it tough. He got the rebound, blocks the shit out of him. Like, he's only going to score a couple. But I still think Derrick Rose in his prime when he won the MVP was a phenomenal player. Like, that's what I mean with the LeBron Durant matchup before. Like, it's just a different scenario one-on-one. It doesn't mean somebody can beat somebody else one-on-one. Doesn't mean that they're the GOAT in a 5-on-5 basketball game. You know, through the playoffs, through a season. Because, like, you have team defense, too. Like, it's not even the person you're guarding in 5-on-5, but it's your awareness of the players around you besides the player that you're guarding or the player that has the ball. There's everything. There's so many other factors that are involved in 5-on-5. This just keeps things simple. Ice cold. That shot. Oh, got me. I was trying to do a triple threat jab, not a shot on that. Damn. Jump too early. Another win. I'm also drinking a, I'm going to pretend like this is sponsored by Bang Energy. Drinking a Bang Energy. I ordered some online. I don't normally drink energy drinks that often. I'm trying to give myself some energy to upload some more content than usual. Even if it is all unhealthy, but, you know. I got good genes in my family. My grandma's like 100, and she's 104 now. So, yeah. I don't think I want to live that long. I want to live a good life, maybe live to like 80 or something. Beyond that, or, you know, who knows what technology will happen in the future. Who knows? Who was that? I was 11. No. Tracy McGrady, one of my favorite players of all time, doesn't make it. I didn't play Chris Paul in 93. I'm not going to play Carmelo in 91. No disrespect to Carmelo. Again, no disrespect to Kevin Garnett either. Just not going to, it's just going to create too many games that it's going to take freaking like 24 hours. Like maybe another day we'll play all these games. But like, I don't know. If I could be in 94, I don't see the point in playing in 91. Back playing LeBron again. This is. Actually, I misspoke before. I played the better LeBron first, not as good of a LeBron after, because LeBron on the Cavs 14 is probably better than Heat in 13. He's only gotten better. What they should do for 2K is have like high school. I don't think you can do that. There's like some sponsorship crap involved or something. Like high school basketball players. I want to make a video where I create like different people who aren't on the NBA. Like I was gonna try to make one where I made Mikey Williams and maybe do one-on-one, or have him on a team in like a dynasty or a franchise. If you would like to see something like that, feel free to comment below if anybody watches this. Damn. Damn. What? You better check who hit that out. This is best 2 out of 3 against LeBron. Even though it's not LeBron in his prime every time. I get that privilege because I'm the GOAT, you know? You get to be the best version of yourself when you're the GOAT. What? I love making those shots that put you up by one. Damn, he's got a mid-range game. He's soft, like soft serve ice cream right now. Like, I'm working for every basket, and he's not. I don't agree with this right now. This makes no sense. I just got to play solid D and get the ball and go to work. Up by one again. It's the GOAT mentality. Oh, you're up by one? Oh, you're up by one? Oh, that's how it's going to be? Oh, you're up by one? Fuck. He's driving by him way too easily right now. Not in agreement with it. That's that experienced veteran defense. Damn. I don't agree with that. He was better than all the other LeBrons. Huh? Maybe LeBron would be better on one-on-one matchup. That was kind of fucking crap, though. He just made everything. He drove by him like it was like LeBron, like, today. That was LeBron on the Cavs, dude. Nah, LeBron on the Lakers. Allen Iverson's not going to be easy either. Thanks for watching. Basically just doing one-on-one matchups, being Jordan, just seeing how, you know, if I can win them all. I'm only picking really great players. Yeah, he left. Cool. Whatever. I'm not like he's still there. Like he's got some common sense. So basically like one-on-one matchups and see if he can beat players, some of the greats, 94 or better. My lowest or my weakest players I played have been like Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan. This is a pretty even matchup, but I can totally use my post-up game. That's probably where I'm going to, you know, win it. I'm going to let him shoot his long-range stuff. He can try to eat me up in the post. I'm just going to play good D and assume that my post game is better. The whole game. You just... That was not the best shot on my part. That's good, D. He plays good defense, but should go to my strengths. Damn. I can't guard him for some reason. There we go. There we go. Yo. That's too easy for me to do. Like, Jordan plays better defense than that. Alright, let's see if I can go to it. Get it over with. It finishes everything. That's fucking trash. I wasn't 12. Damn ball. I'll just fucking end it. Who knows, man? He can get the 3-ball going. He's 95. Again, 95. His strengths are totally geared to 5-on-5 game. More so than anyone I've played so far, probably.
Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your...
Is that Candace Parker? I don't know. I don't know who that was. You want MVP, you know? Jason Kidd was an 03. It's pretty similar to like a Steve Nash, where his strengths were just completely revolved around a 5-on-5 game. So his 95 is like a 5-on-5 95. Like, what is this? You know? I beat Dirk. Oh, I definitely shouldn't give him that. We can do that. He's good at finishing in the paint, even for being a small guy. He's a little trickster, you know? It's like Pistol Pete. He's like the closest thing to Pistol Pete we probably saw. I'm not going to say that. White Chocolate is probably the closest thing to Pistol Pete that we probably saw. But, I mean, he wasn't as good as Steve Nash. Steve Nash was like a Hall of Famer, you know? I'm going to say Steve Nash probably the closest thing. You know, those cool passes in the NBA dunk contest. He did a lot of cool passes, like, in his career. Jason Williams is a better passer, but better all-around player is definitely Steve Nash. He's definitely more comparable to Pistol Pete, who was one of the best players in the league at the time when he played. I'm tying his fucking shoe. That's funny. Like, oh, let me tie my shoe. It's like trying to congratulate him. He's like tying his shoe. I got a lot of 04 players. Tim Duncan. Actually, you saw a ghost in that picture. Bring him out by the three-point line. Take those all day, Timmy. Take those shots all day. Oh. Boo. Rebound. Rebound. The knee pass. Shoot it, Tim. Shoot it, Timmer. I wonder if Tim Duncan had normal parents or his parents were like fairly odd parents, you know? Because he's like Timmy. He's 7 feet tall, so his parents are probably fairly odd. That's what I'm going to guess. No? I don't know. I released it pretty good. I did my part, I thought, on that shot. Get up! Rebound! Cross him over. What's going on, Timmy? Oh, come on, dude. Oh, too bad I would have been sick if my foot went over the three-point line. Dude, mid-range game is choking hard. What are you doing? Steal it. Like, Tim Duncan's mid-range game is more on than Jordan's right now. Ah. It's not making it easy. He got 4 points just on those quick threes. Literally all his points are mashed with my threes. No. What do you think I'm going to do this time? Not going to work again. Oh! I think that was going in. I was like, bad shot. Racking up the player points right now. That's for sure. I hope this goes for like 6 hours and there's nobody's watching it. Just so I can be like, no viewers after 6 hours. Like, title it that. That's probably what I'm going to do. Probably going to title it that. If things are obnoxious, you just have to be, like, blunt about them, you know? Like, that's what you got to do. You got to expose for what it is. Otherwise, it's never going to get woke up. Alright. Where's the historic teams? I'm gonna blast. I had like 2 viewers for like, what's been an hour and 15 so far? That's cool. Kevin Durant 96. That's a good matchup. In his prime on the this is like Kevin Durant, not as good as a shooter, but he creates a lot of matchup issues. Honestly, pretty similar to LeBron, probably in his like youth, but LeBron's a better 3-point shooter. He's a very streaky 3-point shooter in his youth. That's all I'm gonna have all game. Yeah, he is slow. Bah! Blah! 3-6 Mafia! What was that game called where you fought people and they were all the rappers? That was great. It was for like GameCube. That's a game I'm going to stream once I get up to that. Once I have that ability to stream older games. It was like a fighting game. You could be like Method Man, Redman, and like 50 Cent, and like all and like 3-6 Mafia, and like all these hip hop artists. It was a cool idea. It was a fun game. It was like Celebrity Deathmatch. I think that's a game for PS1. I think there's a Celebrity Deathmatch for PS1. That's another NBA Jams for PS1. There's a lot of classic games. If people would just like watch or like, you know, acknowledge my channel and like see the amount of games that I have at my disposal and like my knowledge of video games, you're gonna see games you've never seen. Like once I can invest in like streaming the older systems, like the PS1s, the Super Nintendos, the Sega Genesis, the N64, like these are all systems that I would stream. There's a lot of old classics for PS1. There's all old wrestling games. You got NBA Jam. You got Rampage. His ability to score is just not. I think it's better in a 5-on-5. Bad shot. Dude, don't get fancy on me, man. I just did a square dunk, and he got to go through the legs and get blocked. Oh, give me that. Trying to get more creative with my streams like this. Like, regardless if, like, I have viewers, I know what a good stream idea is, and this is a good stream idea. And I'm going to make it. This is going to last for, like, hours. And I don't care. I don't care how many viewers I have. I don't care. It's a good video. It's a good stream compared to what I've seen. I like the level of creativity. It's something I would want to watch. And I'm just going to make it. And like I said, I hope I get a few viewers and I could just title it in that way and be a little blunt about it. And be like, yo, wake the fuck up. You know? For whoever watches this, if anybody watches this. Somebody watches it 5 years from now. After I uploaded like thousands of games and people are like, oh wow, look at this channel. I just uploaded like 2,000 games in like 4 months. I feel like my audience is like a bunch of, I don't fucking know. Like my audience is just like, it's like Stevie Wonder all over the place. Just like, dude, look at my games. And they're like, and everyone's like, oh, what? I'm Stevie Wonder. Sick. And there's people who upload like nothing special and they just get like tons of views. You get channels that have something special, but not the channels that don't. In comparison to my channel. Oh, it's gonna be tough. So you just make good content and you just eventually you just hope that the world's gonna make sense. Like, there's a lot of people upload stuff. They comment on people's videos. They get comments. They don't do SEO. I comment. I do SEO. I market. I do everything that you could think of that I know the majority of my competitors don't do. And that's why I'm like, really? Like, I got to scrap for, like, 10 views on a video, even though I upload, like, 2,000 videos and, like, I upload, like, 500 videos in a month.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K.
It's an old video. Oh man. I hope he shoot the 3-ball because he may not be able to stop him. Yeah, he definitely stop him. If I could stop his momentum to the basket, he's gonna be stuck in like no man's land for himself. Magic almost beat him that year. Didn't they beat him? No, they didn't beat him. They did not beat him. It was the year before when Jordan was out that they should have won the like 94. They should have won the championship and they lost to like Houston or something. Oh, don't wait, dude. You're gonna let them block you. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom after this game. What? Man, he just throws him backwards. Have you ever seen Steel? It's like a movie that came out like 95 where Shaq was like Iron Man. He's like this superhero made out of steel. Not the best movie, but it's pretty entertaining, I'd say. It's a good way to put it. Especially now. Like it's like old Shaq back in the day. Should be very entertaining. Like, what else are you watching a movie for if it's not entertaining? May not be the best movie in the world. Highly entertaining. I can't even steal. Like, he shoves me so far back, he's like regained his composure to get back on defense. Like when I press the steal button. Oh, he's on. Good luck. This game has 90s kicks written all over it. Like hip hop music and video games. Shaq Fu for Sega Genesis. I think I had it or have it or used to have it. Ew. You just like bust, get in the post. If I was Shaq, I'd do the same thing. Stop going between the legs when I just press square. I'm not trying to do a fancy dunk. I'd use a stick if I was trying to do a fancy dunk. I don't want to do a fancy dunk when I'm being like guarded, like well. Wow. Wow. Can we end it? Let's block that. Alright. Go to the bathroom. Is that 04 Shaq? I was like, I didn't play AI yet. I thought it was in the 90s for some reason. Huh. Shaq through his dominant years. No. Stay outside of the paint. He's like, man, I'm the Shactus. Those threes make the difference. Dude. Like, his handles aren't going to be, like, so, like, crafty for Jordan, I don't think. Like, it's not going to happen. I may have to run my... This may be trouble for me. Because this mid-range game isn't the most consistent. It hasn't been in this game. I mean, it is in real life, but... Oh, no. Dude, that's not really... That's not real life. A wide open mid-range jumper. Like, he might miss one. He's not going to miss, like, half of them. Dude. I don't understand. This is an interesting matchup. I don't know how I'm gonna get. I don't think I'm ever gonna get a rebound. Dude, you can't steal it from him? Like, I don't get this. Are his handles that good? What, are his handles like a 90? What's going on? I don't... It's, like, difficult. You can't steal it. Can't steal it from a center. No, he doesn't make that. He can't make a free throw. Keep it on the right side. Keep it on the right side. Can you steal it? You get one steal. You won Defensive Player of the Year. Oh. Alright, fair enough. Go this way, go that way, and we will duck it home. I don't think there's that many greats through the like 90s and the 80s, or above like 94, so it shouldn't be too bad. We're talking practice. We're talking about practice. The reason I look at Iverson's practice conundrum thing like do as I say, not as I do, because he was an exception. He didn't have to practice to. I think his idea, his mentality was, once you get the fuck off my screen, can talk about what I want to talk about. Like, he was like, I want to conserve my energy because I only have X amount of energy. I'm going to leave it for the game. I'm good. I mean, arguably, if he practiced like Jordan, he could have been better than Jordan. Because it's just how it is. You practice, you're going to get better. He thought he was like, he didn't have to because he was so good. And left out that motivation. But if he worked really hard, he could have like probably, maybe he could have turned himself into Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like, he could have like developed that aspect of his game before anybody else did. We would have seen like Steph Curry and Allen Iverson in the 90s and in like the 2000s and stuff, because that was like the next, like, maybe he thought he had every other part of the game down for his size, But that was like I think he thinks now if he would have seen Steph Curry play, like if you ever listen to Iverson talk about Steph Curry, he's like in amazement because it's something that he could never do. And I think he understands now. He's like, that's the one part of my game that I could have developed and it could have made me better than Jordan. And that's what I think. That if Iverson practiced, he could have been the best. Because he didn't practice. He was that good. He was just a freak athlete. But I'm going to eat him in the post. This is 5-on-5 basketball I'm talking. Not the one-on-one. Because I'm just going to eat him in the post. In real life, Iverson could probably like match up against Jordan. Like somehow. He's so scrappy. He's such a good defender. Like he'd figure out a way to disrupt him. More than you would like give him credit for, I think. Than a video game could ever do him justice. He doesn't want that outside jumper for some reason. I just felt like I was left out. Boo. I like the opposite of Kawhi Leonard's buzzer beater. Except didn't bounce as many times. I love gas. What? I wanted to block that. Ooh. It's just one of those things that, like, even if I wasn't making YouTube channel, I wasn't making videos, like, this would just be fun to do. I used to just play Madden Dynasties in, like, middle school. Like, I'd get up, not eat anything, I wasn't hungry or whatever, and just play Madden for, like, 4 hours before I eat breakfast. This was made for me. I'd play Madden more if it wasn't copyrighted on YouTube, but it is. They had to be cheap about it. Like, you can't give people credit for marketing your game, essentially. Like, they don't know that they're marketing. Some people don't know. But that's how I look at it. If you're going to look at it as like, my money. Like, we're marketing your games. You know? Like, if you need that money that bad, EA must not be doing that well. Or Madden might not be doing as well as it, like, wants to be doing. That's what it tells me. You got to scrap for that money, you need to scrap for that money. We'll talk a little bit about why Charles Barkley's not in the game. I watched a video in the past, like, 6 months. Like, everyone's like, oh, what a dick. He's not in the game. Like, that's what you think. Like, well, why? Everyone's in the game, he's not in the game. I respect Charles Barkley so much more for knowing why he's not in NBA 2K than before knowing. Basically, he asked them, he was like, I don't need this money. I don't need money for being in the game. I'm retired. I am like a known broadcaster. I could go anywhere. I could do anything. I could be in any ad and, like, advertise anything and make money doing literally anything. He would make YouTube videos picking his nose. He would make more money than, like, 99% of people in the world. But basically what he was considering was everyone that played before him, the NBA wasn't always what it is. It's not this established business where people make millions of dollars. It was a sports league that in like the 50s and, you know, before the 50s and the 60s, like people didn't make that much money playing. Like smaller leagues. Like Dr. J was in a league before he got to the NBA where, you know, the ABA, where people made like nothing. And then even in the NBA coming up, Vince Carter just missed about 93. They just didn't make a lot of money. And he like thinks about this shit. He's a smart dude, and he's like empathetic. He's like, these poor guys. Like, I looked up to these guys. I'm sure he looked up to him when he went to, you know, Auburn playing college basketball, like before he got there, where he learned his game. Jordan wasn't established. Like Pistol P, you know, before Pistol P, like Bill Russell days, before Bill Russell, before Jerry West, like Elgin Baylor, like way back in the day. People weren't making money. And like he looks at all of them retired and like feels bad for them because like what's the difference between them and all the other NBA players that made money later on? Like nothing, other than the fact that the league made more money than it did before. That's the only difference. It's just the timing and the decade they were born in. And he's like, well, I don't need this money, so give my money to these retired players. Like split it up. And I don't know if he asked other players to do the same thing, but he said, I think. Literally, he just said he'd be in the game if they did that, and they just wouldn't do that. Like, I definitely throw some shade on them for that. Like, why can't you just do that? Like, why? Like, that'd be cool. Like, more people would respect your game, would like your game because of that. That's just it's a stupid marketing tactic. Not only that, but you don't have Barkley in the game because of it. Like, you can do it. You can even, like, have a commercial with Barkley and, like, be like, look, we finally have Barkley in the game, and we're, like, donating his contribution to other NBA players. Like, why do shade doing that when it's going to help your business? That's just stupid. You're just stupid. You make a great game, and you don't want to, like, whoever owns 2K, whoever runs it, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, you don't want to have respect for older NBA basketball players, or you don't want to pay them, because then I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe they have a good reason. I haven't heard it until I hear it. I support Charles Barkley on that. Like who, and no other NBA players, like, think about that, you know? They're all in the game. They all get paid for NBA for being in the game, and Charles Barkley was like, I don't need the money, I don't want it. You should put more use to it and give it to people who need it, who, like, deserve to maybe be in the game, and if they're not in the game, they deserve to, like, get paid. Just like everybody else who played in the NBA later on when the NBA became, you know, multi-billion dollar company, industry. He's just a smart businessman, that's all. Who cares about people. He's not a dick. He is a dick, but he's not a dick. He's fair. I think he's fair in most cases. He can be out of line sometimes, but that's a really cool thing that Charles Barkley did. Or, you know, considered doing, and why he's, like, basically boycotting not being a 2K. People are like, what's, like, it's always like they look at, like, the odd thing out, and they're like, what's wrong with that? We're sheep. We don't know any better. And that's, like, society. And then it's like, just educate yourself, and, like, maybe it'll make sense. Maybe things make sense. Once you, like, actually know, like, the gist of things and where things come from, instead of just, like, hearing things and, like, commenting, like, why don't you just, like, do a little research? I don't think people like to read. Or, like, people don't like to learn things. That's what I think. Some people don't. Some people do. People like to learn a lot of things. Foul. Like, you compare... I don't know, Karl Malone, how he grew up, or, like, what his, like, family situation was like what you're used to growing up, so I don't want to make any comments, but he had a very different life, or, you know, did some things that people, you know, some people do at his age, and he became famous, so it became a big deal. And, like, maybe the timing of what he did when he did it, when he was younger, like, maybe it wasn't looked at as, like, that much of a big deal. You know, I don't know. There's other things that he did that weren't the greatest. But he was a great basketball player. That's what matters in this game. He's about to lose to Michael Jordan 1-on-1. That's such good conversation, too. It's a shame nobody's watching. Talked about really, some really cool things in the NBA. Some top-notch things. People will catch it later. They can watch it later and hopefully comment on some stuff. Fun fact, Karl Malone had a son who was in the NFL for 5 years. He didn't have the best relationship with him. Happens. Sometimes it happens for the better. '96, '98, '99, '95, '96. I'm down the 90s because I played Malone. I'm not going to play myself. Or Scottie Pippen. That's only 89. I'll play Scottie Pippen. That's 95, though. He deserves that respect. This was practice, dude. This was the Bulls' practice every day. That's how they got good. They just played each other. They should have horse. I'd play that. I don't respect his jump shot as much. A damn ball. Oh, you want to take the ball from me? That's how it's going to be? That's my, being Jordan's conscious. Oh, you think you can dribble the ball past me? Oh, you think you can take the ball from me? Oh, you think you can knock me out of bounds? Oh, you think you're taller than me? Oh, you think you can beat me? Oh, you think you can make that? Oh, you think you get your shoes are tied? They look better than mine? Oh, you think you're more valuable to the team than me? Ah. Foul. Oh, you think your shirt's whiter than me? Than mine? Than me? Than mine? Come on. Make a shot, dude. Having some trouble. There we go. No. 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 Just having a normal little practice in Chicago. It's like every other day. Foul. Surprised he didn't get blocked. Give me the ball. Maggie. Fuck. He has a 3? I don't have a 3. We're the ringers for a reason. Fuck. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do. Duncan. Alright. Know what we're gonna do? This one's for Phil. This one's for Phil. This one's. Phil. Ugh. That's the slowest spin move in the universe. Damn. Mm. Damn. Dude. He hasn't made like any of his shots. Scottie's just like taking him to town. I don't understand. He gets it back. Come on, dude. Make it 3. Scottie plays good. I mean, he's all defensive player, you know. This probably happened in practice once in a while. Like, he didn't always beat him. Damn. Come on. Huh? He's a human being. He's not a machine. His jump shots are off that game. Alright. Every day. Same thing. Nope. Nope. Another great. 4 greatest bigs. Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kareem, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Shaquille O'Neal. I would say.
So much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a
That's an amazing footwork. He had the best footwork for a big man. For him was probably Kareem. Then it was Hakeem. Went from Kareem to Hakeem in the greatest footwork for a big man battle. Damn. Damn. Oh, the ball fake. That was classic. Classic Jordan. Finally. Making some jump shots. That part of his game's not there. He's not the same Jordan. It's like a freebie, so I'm going to use it like a freebie. It's like when you throw a deep pass in football on a false start or defensive offsides. Got an extra possession, took the 3 ball. Come on. Oh, man, 3 greens. What? That was like a green. Oh! That was a quick one. So I lost 3 so far. I lost 4. I lost to 2 LeBrons. Kevin Durant on the Sonics, 2012, and then Scottie Pippen on my own team. But like I said, he's not gonna win. He lost to a businessman in real life. Look it up. There's a YouTube video. The story about how Jordan lost a one-on-one matchup after. I think this is before he played for the Wizards. This is between 98 Bull. It might have been after the. I think it was after the Wizards, maybe. I can't remember. Man, what a stream. We got like so many basketball topics from so much YouTube content that's out there that I've watched over like the past like year, 2 years. I don't think I've ever seen a stream like this. Honestly. Shame the algorithm doesn't work better for live streams. Hopefully it gets better. Life. Not gonna play myself. Not gonna play myself. Not gonna play myself. There he is. Next great down the line. '94 has been my cutoff for anybody I'm gonna play against. I hope the music can be heard on this. I'm just like bob my head to the music in the game. I don't think it can. I don't think it can through the headset. This mid-range game is going to be tough to beat. This could be another one on the L. Who knows? He's very good at driving. If my shot's off, that's the difference maker. Woo! His Converse, that commercial from back in the 80s with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, those Converse, they brought him back. They brought him back when I was in, I think, middle school. The Lethal Weapons. I had a pair of blue and white ones, high tops. I kind of want to get a pair of those. They're one of my favorite. They're definitely one of my favorite pair of basketball shoes. Another favorite pair I had were I had a pair of blue and orange low dunks, Nike low dunks. Those were my favorite pair of shoes. But definitely the Converse Lethal Weapons that they remastered in like. I had them in like 6th and 7th grade. I want to say 7th and 8th. My memories is like fucking scary. So that was like 05, like 04, 05. The Lethal Weapons. If you look them up, they're fire. I had them in blue and white. Nice high top, ankle support, just like what Magic Johnson's got on right now. Make it garbage. Jumped like a sloth on that. Come on. Larry Bird's going to be tough too. I feel like my understanding of basketball like 2 years ago was like, I guess I thought Magic Johnson and Larry Bird could have been as good as Jordan, or I thought they were like maybe like they were and I didn't know because I didn't see them play. Then I learned a lot about, since LeBron's been doing stuff, they like break down a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of great content on YouTube, like newer content creators that go into detail about who the all-time great is, looking at it from all these different perspectives. But I think the Jalen Rose GOAT criteria you know, following the keep it simple, stupid idea, you know, I think his criteria is where it's at. You can look at so many different statistics for so many days, but like in order to compare different errors in different positions, I think his criteria makes the most sense. Are you kidding me? Oh, this was the USA basketball practice, man. It was one of the most competitive. They said it was the most competitive basketball games ever, and it was a practice, and it was between these two, and they each ran a team. Really? I mean, he is probably the biggest player. I would think Luka maybe. Luka would be expensive because he's kind of rising, but Nickel had like a huge year. They're definitely the two biggest European players. I would expect him or Luka, I would say. Thanks for the comment. And thanks for watching. Sabonis? How is this team in there? Sabonis is better than Pippen? I remember Damian Stoudemire. I thought he was better than fourth on the team. I thought he was like top like 1 or 2 or maybe 3. Alright, Magic. Dominique doesn't make the cut. The next on the list is Larry motherfucking Bird, the greatest trash talker of all time. Mr. Passive Aggressive.
Where do I start? Where do I get my rhythm? Where do I get my groove?
I always start off with a bounce. You just start with a bounce, and then you see. I'm part of the baddest.
That's how it works. Anything basketball, dance floor. You kind of like flow and find a rhythm. You find the, you find the rhythm. Then you work with the rhythm. If I can stop his dribble and play good D, whew, I'm going to try to beat him at his own game. He just doesn't have the quickness. 5-on-5, he can like kind of like be like a ninja sloth and like surprise people, and that's what he did. He would like not go like 100%, not go 100%, and then he would use all of his speed at once and like steal the ball. And like he would kind of use deception, Larry Bird, in 5-on-5, but in 1-on-1, you can't really deceive as well. It's just you're as fast as you are, and You know, you're not really like in disguise playing defense. You. No. I'd be mad if I was Larry Bird and I missed that. If I miss any jump shot that's decently wide open, I'd be pissed if I was Larry Bird. Create that mid-range separation and just attack your strength. He's got too much quickness for this matchup. He just pushed him off him. Ooh. Yep. Nothing you really do about that. Come on. Follow your shot. You know how many times I heard that growing up? Follow your shot. Larry Bird's one of the most clutch shooters ever. Like calling shots, just like doing things that like I don't think people ever did. Like that doesn't make you the greatest ever. Makes you in a way like maybe the greatest shot caller ever. Maybe the greatest shooter ever. Like I would probably argue that he's probably the best shooter ever. Maybe the most clutch player ever. Not the greatest ever. Jordan's the greatest ever. I don't know, because, like, maybe Larry Bird was more clutch all around, like, in the regular season. But, like, when it mattered, Mr. You think you're going to beat me was maybe the best. Mr. You think you can beat me? You say something about my mama? Very interesting to find out if Jordan's illegitimate son was, in fact, the guy who competed for the championship this year. Jimmy Butler. Really interesting to find out if that's true. It's believable. There's a lot of things that definitely point that direction. It makes sense. I just don't know why at this point, if it's true, why they like want to cover it up. You know, they don't want to add it to Jordan's like outside of the court, off the court, like things that weren't as positive. Maybe that's why. Maybe also Jimmy Butler's mentality in life has been like, I don't fucking need that. Like I'm an NBA basketball player. I can win a championship. Like he's just an ultimate scrapper, ultimate hard worker. The utmost respect for Jimmy Butler. Great player. I hope he wins a championship. I hope at some point in his career he wins a championship. I hope he earns it. Like, he's the one who leads the team. Kind of like Kawhi did. I thought there's a chance that was going to happen. But, nah. Alright, I'm playing Dr. J. $95. It's probably the person who Jordan idolized growing up. This is the most similar player to him before he got in the league. Elgin Baylor. Bernard King was an elite scorer. Also, like, one of the first elite scorers in the early 80s. A lot of people forget about him. He should be at least 90 overall on his team, and if his team's not in this, or his team's in this. Pretty tough matchup. I don't think he can shoot that well, but his mid-range game is probably pretty good for him to be 95 overall. Whoa. He's gonna block my shot with his throw. Need the hard shots look easy, that's for sure. Just like Kobe. Tracy McGrady also, like, he's not on this on the Magic, but he was probably 96, 97. They had AI. Should have had McGrady in the Magic. That team didn't make it to the playoffs or do that well. He was 96, 97 overall too. Remember playing the NBA games back in the early 2000s, and it was always like McGrady versus Iverson, or like Kobe versus McGrady, like Kobe versus Iverson. Like, those are the best scorers at the time. Those are like the matchups that people wanted to like emulate. Like NBA courtside, talking NBA Live 2001 with Iverson on the cover. Man, this stream has full with content. Jack full of content. People probably wouldn't even know what to do with all the content on this fucking stream. All the conversations we talked about, all the knowledge just dropped in the stream. You cocky like certain content creators because people are missing out. This is a great content stream. I know my stuff. Definitely a fan of NBA basketball. My favorite player when I was growing up was Larry Johnson. Before I really understood the game, because I could just tell that he was the most at a point when he came into the NBA. He might have been. He wasn't the best player. I think he was the most explosive. I think when he came into the NBA from Nevada, I think Larry Johnson in the early 90s was the most explosive, electric player his first 2 years in the league, and then I think he got hurt and his explosion like fell off the map. But there's a point in the NBA where Larry Johnson was more explosive, not better than Michael Jordan, but more explosive, and he was more exciting to watch. And that, for me, I remember, I have a vivid memory being upstairs in my parents' house, and like for the little bit of basketball I did like I remember somebody, like some of my family was telling me, like, oh, game's on. Michael Jordan and the Bulls are playing your favorite player, Larry Johnson, and the Hornets. I remember running downstairs, going to the game, watching the game, and, like, you know, I was obviously only like 3 or 4. So my attention span really wasn't there to watch a basketball game. And I didn't really watch much of it. But I remember being really excited about it. This is probably 93, 94. 93, because Jordan was playing. I was 3, and I remember. And I started to develop memories. But yeah, Larry Johnson was the most explosive player in the NBA when he came into the league. Like, he was one of those players that was like elite at the college. He was like a Reggie Bush. He was like elite at the college level and like still had a pretty good career and like a long, respectable career. You know, not necessarily like exactly Reggie Bush, like very good, you know, contributed to like playoff caliber teams, but just didn't win a championship and wasn't a Hall of Famer. Just like Reggie Bush. Electric, you know, explosive. Like that's a very good analogy, actually. Like at their peaks in college, just completely dominated, and then they weren't as good in the pros. I don't know who we have left. You got Bill Russell, maybe Pistol Pete. There's not too many people left. We're going on 2 hours and 15 minutes on the stream. Loaded with tons of content. Loaded with lots of good YouTube videos. Lots of interesting things to watch. I watched something today about Skip talking about how LeBron continues to defend himself after he won the championship and how it takes away from the GOAT argument because Michael Jordan never had to do that, and he never did that. He never had to do that, and he never did that, but it's because he never had to. But at the same time, I respect Jordan probably more on the court than LeBron, and I respect LeBron more off the court than Jordan. And that's basically what Skip said, Skip Bayless, within the past few days. Like, Shannon Sharp was trying to defend it. He's, like, so pro-LeBron. Like, saying, like, he has to. People are, like, chewing him up, blah, blah, blah. But, like, people, like, the greats and stuff chew him up because they don't think he's better than Jordan. That's why they do it. And, like, when Jordan played, the thing was, when Jordan was coming up, he didn't say, I'm the greatest. People were saying he was the greatest. The greatest in the NBA basically passed the torch to him without him even asking. And that's what happened. Like, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson started saying Michael Jordan was better than him before Michael Jordan ever said he was better than them. There was, like, that level of respect. I think LeBron's problem is he got so much hype in high school that psychologically it created that, like, he had to have that mentality, like, I am the greatest because he was the chosen one before he even got to the NBA. Jordan wasn't like that. Jordan was in college. He was like somebody that wowed people on North Carolina, that hit big shots, but he wasn't like necessarily in the spotlight. People were just like, who's this up and coming guy that has like uncanny ability, like God-given talent that we have never seen? And Larry Bird literally was quoted in the locker room saying, I've never seen anybody play like him. And this is like going on the late 80s, early 90s, after Jordan had been a few years into the league. And like, that's not like that. Jordan didn't say like, I've never seen anyone play like LeBron. Like, you know, it's not the same thing. It's not Larry Bird. Larry Bird was like, nobody like forced it on them to say Jordan was the GOAT. They were just like wowed by his ability because you have to think like, there was nobody, like Dr. J was like the closest thing that he saw that he could emulate, that he could learn from, that he could like develop his skills. Like, the things that he did, he just played so much basketball and developed these like natural talents that were never seen before. Jerry West, Will Chamberlain. Hopefully there's a Will Chamberlain that's better than 93. So I'm not playing 93 Will Chamberlain. It's disrespect to the other players that were 93 overall.
Welcome back to 2K TV. Bill Simmons, the sports guy.
This is going to be like another Steve Nash matchup.
If you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
I think that's Candace Parker. I'm pretty sure it's Candace Parker. She retired and she's like a broadcaster now. This is like Steve Nash matchup versus Jerry West. Jerry Burns. About to get burned. I think LeBron's going to have a longer, like, impressive career. But you can't, like... We're living in a different era where we have different medicine, we have different technology. Jordan didn't have the technology and medicine that LeBron had. You can't, like... You know, you have to incorporate those things into the longevity of his career. Get the ball, dude. Like, I think that's something that needs to be incorporated in sports in any, as players are more healthy and live longer lives and have longer careers. Like, if you're going to compare them to older players, you have to factor in things that the other players and any player can't control, and that's the medicine and technology that you have nowadays that's going to make them healthier, that's going to help, you know, subside their injuries. You know, it's just like a whole nother aspect. Players that get injured more than players that don't. Like Tracy McGrady nowadays maybe the medicine and the technology that they have nowadays could have prolonged his back injuries, and he may have not had, you know, as damaging of a career because of his back injuries, and he could have been way more successful, and we could have been talking about him, you know, up there with some of the greatest, like more at least with Kobe. Kobe had the utmost respect for him, said he was the hardest to guard. He, in my opinion, had, I watched the game, I couldn't find the highlight ever again. I think he played the Spurs. He was playing Tim Duncan in the Spurs, and he drove to the basket, and he went up, and I've only seen like Jordan and Dr. J do this, and he completely altered his direction to the hoop, and like he went like underneath somebody in midair and altered his direction, and like still dunked it. Like he didn't lay up it, he dunked it. Like he like went under the person and like elevated again, and then dunked it. And it was like something I've seen Vince Carter, you know, I don't think I've ever seen maybe Kobe do that a couple times. Like I've never really seen, I think only 3 players do something like that. Like, but it was like to a level I don't think I've ever seen any. Like it was like it didn't make any sense. It like defied the laws of like physics and gravity. How he was able to like stop his momentum in the air, and like basically like just you dirtbag. Like he ducked under the defender in midair and then like rose up again, and then like it might have been a reverse. It might have been on David Robinson. I think it was against Spurs, and it was like one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. But like just the streaks he would have and the shots he would hit when he was on, like I might put him up there in his prime with like James Harden and Jordan from like an offensive standpoint as just an elite offensive like weapon with just all these tools at their disposal, and they can just score on anybody. And like Kevin Durant maybe also, where they just have these tools in their tool bag, and they just like can beat you so many ways on offense, and there's just nobody really at their level. There's like those 4, like Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, James Harden, and Tracy McGrady in their primes, and like Kobe Bryant probably, but I put Tracy McGrady ahead, and Allen Iverson. Well, he was a little there. He was just quicker than everybody. The killer crossover. These are players that had offensive ability, like ungodly offensive ability that allowed them to like at the most elite professional level basically toy with their defenders and like just score at will. And like James Harden has elevated that to maybe an extra level with the Euro step, with things that people, you know, don't like. His ability to draw fouls, his ability to use the defender's aggressiveness, like even just a subtle aggressive nature against him. And like players have learned not to like reach, not to like guard him as closely, because he'll literally take that, you know, that lack of spacing, and he'll use it against you. And like he knows he'll get calls. He knows that he's already gotten so many calls that the refs are looking for, and like it's become the norm for him. So like he knows this. People get mad, but he's smart. And like Jordan knew he could do those things. I bet he would have done those things because he was gonna win at all costs. And that's what Harden does. He just sees things, he learns things as he plays, and he wins at all costs and uses things to his advantage. It may be cheap. Some people may consider it cheap, but Jordan did it. I bet you people would respect it. I think if Harden won championships and continued to do it, and people looked at him as like the greatest currently, like they would have more respect for him. Like, oh, he's gonna win at all costs. They wouldn't look at it as like cheap, you know? Because that's what Jordan did. There's a video I watched recently. Another video I watched recently. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I learned a lot from YouTube. Where Jordan, they break down Jordan in the playoffs against the Jazz. And he did one of the savviest plays on defense. Was he on defense? He was on offense. And he wasn't the one who scored on the play. He passed the ball. But what he does is he very subtly trips John Stockton and makes it very hard for John Stockton to switch and guard the person he passes it to. And the person he passes it to scores and has a much wide open shot because he just like he like passes it and at the same time like sticks his leg out, and like it was the savviest play I've ever seen while I'm broken down, on film. It was a random content creator on YouTube, not like a big like ESPN or NBA. It was really cool to see. Like, it was a level of detail that people don't notice and don't even know that Jordan was that smart. And he did things like in real time that were just like ungodly instinct, that you watch that video, like, you could think LeBron has great basketball IQ. I don't know if LeBron's ever done anything like that, or like even how you in real time make the pass, all the things that are going on, and have the knowledge and like the awareness to do something like that, like in real time. It is just amazing to watch. Man, I'm proud of this stream, proud of the content, all the discussions I've had by myself. People watch them, hopefully. Yeah. I'm going to title this correctly. That's for sure. I didn't have like NBA talk it or anything. I'm going to have like pro NBA basketball talk. YouTube content. Hashtag YouTube content. I only have a couple left. Maybe Russell, Bill Russell. Not too far. Who did I do? Jerry, right? Will Chamberlain's 93. Oh, man. We got Kareem and Oscar. And Bill Russell. And Will Chamberlain, probably in his prime, was higher than 93. But again, disrespecting the other players that were 93, not 94. I'm not going to play him. Even though I probably should. But they should probably add his team from back in the day where he was in his prime. And have the Will Chamberlain that's better than 93 overall. Because there's a Will Chamberlain out there in history that's better than 93 overall. It's like 90, 98, 99 back in his like prime. Back when he was young. They have this guy in his prime. Kareem. I don't know. Maybe he was prime. I think he was prime when he played on the Bucks, probably. Bucks had one of the most memorable courts of all time back when he played for them. Like, I think it was the amount of detail or something, and they like saved the court and put it back piece by piece. There's a really interesting story on the Bucks arena and their court that they kept and preserved. If you look it up, there's a really interesting documentary on that. Oscar Robinson's going to be a tough matchup. He was good. He could shoot. He could shoot the three before there was a three. At least NBA 2K Mobile tells me that. Ah. Oh. Shit. I used the quickness I had to create separation. That Skyhook was like literally unstoppable when he came into the league. It was the first like unstoppable move. And he ate Will Chamberlain up a lot when he came into the league. Damn. No. I like the turnout on this one-on-one matchup. Like, I think there are believable losses. I don't think I played Kobe on the... I didn't play Kobe. I missed Kobe. There's definitely Kobe that's above 94 overall that I haven't played. I'm going to go back and play him. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. If I missed him, I'd miss somebody else. Oh, damn. In your face. That was his, like, signature saying. I'll probably go back and play whoever I missed before Oscar Robinson. Like, what the fuck? What about Kobe? Gone but never forgotten. Especially after this year. It was like, the championship was, like, dedicated to him, and I didn't play him. Not yet, at least. Oh, no. Let's see if I can get him with one of my signatures. I love it. Maybe there's a Penny Hardaway. He's probably 93 or 92 on the 94 Magic. Let's find out. It's not really serious. You can't hear the music. Alright. Let's find the GOAT. Alright, we're gonna go. I'm just gonna start from the top. LeBron, Steph, Chris Paul, Tim Duncan, Bron James, Marc Gasol, Kevin Durant, Carmelo, Dirk, Derrick Rose, Brandon Roy, Paul Pierce, nope, Bron James, Larry Hughes. Shaquille O'Neal 89? Probably. He's definitely in the downfall of his career, but he was just pretty, definitely very effective. Kobe 94. There you go. And you also have Kobe 96. I missed both Kobe's. Alright, we're going for Kobe. We're going to play Kobe right now. It was a good call. That would have been terrible. It would have been a real butch in the stream. Such a good 2.5 hour stream. You forgot Kobe. How could you forget Kobe Bryant? This is going to be, right, one of the toughest matchups, too. The other Kobe's better. At 2000, Kobe's 96. That'd be a courtside Kobe. He's on the cover. It's back for any of you millennial gamers. Let's look. Video game trivia for you. NBA Courtside was the top. The arcade mode and NBA Courtside, if I get to stream that, that will be some pure nostalgia that these millennials need to see. NBA Courtside arcade mode, one-on-one, was very fun, very cool. It was one of the best old games, basketball-wise. Besides, like, the original NBA Jam. I think there's an NBA Jam with Jordan in it, if I remember correctly. There's like one, maybe. Damn. Damn. He's good. That move is like too hard to stop. Give me damn ball. Oh, you mean you beat me? Oh, you think you're better than me? Oh, you think you're just like me? I'm gonna go to my prime, my go-to when I'm down. The quick 3-point. Damn. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. No. See, he just wants to do everything Jordan does. I shoot the 3, he's got to shoot the 3. Oh, that was cool. No. Oh. He's gonna make them eventually. Just let him shoot. Damn. Takes some hard shots. He always takes hard shots. It's like his whole career, he took like the most difficult shots. Because that's what he practiced. No. You want to be like me? You want to be like Mike? A little Bow Wow? Classic movie, early 2000s. With the shoes on a string over the telephone line. That's like the movie artwork cover. Fun fact, Master P played on the Raptors in preseason, and he did score a little bit. He did drop a couple threes. There's YouTube videos of that. I'm like the YouTube guru. Come on, Jordan. Come on, Michael. No. I'm feeling it right now. This is going in. I can feel it. Just like when you shoot in real life and you know it's going in. Right when you release it. Alright. Game point. I don't want to lose anymore. Losing 3 is too many. Got 3 left. If I didn't miss any other ones besides Kobe, and I don't think I did. What player is considered one of the greatest point guards in all time in history? Even made cover Sports Illustrated as the king of the streets? Ed Booger Smith. I wasn't getting that one. The Booger. The Bugs. They called him Mucus. You think you can out-rebound me? Throwing the hammer down. No. Can't even see the meter. I just know. I know his shot now. They're playing freaking 21-on-1 games with him. No. Shoot till I miss. I called your mama, bitch. No. Should have went the other way. Boo. Shoot till I miss like Dave Chappelle. I told you to pick up the sticks in that comedy skit with that kid on cancer playing street hoops. That doesn't rhyme, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It was a classic skit from the Chappelle Show. One of the funniest ones. The kid's like dying of cancer and he goes to like do a celebrity like Make-A-Wish thing, like play video games with him, and he just like treats him like he doesn't have cancer. He's just like a regular kid. He's just like really mean to him, and the kid's like dying of cancer, and his one dying wish is to play video games with Dave Chappelle and play street hoops. It's great. It's great stuff. Let's go. I needed two. I'm getting hungry, so I'm trying to wrap these up faster than I was before. That was a bad shot. Oh. Wait, I don't know if I just did I play the same Kobe twice? I don't know if I did or not. There's no way for me to check without watching this again. Fuck. I'm trying to remember if I picked the same Kobe or I picked the one. I think I picked the 01 Kobe. We're gonna make the assumption I did. I'm fucking hungry. I don't think I did. I didn't. I did not. I played the same Kobe twice. Alright. He didn't have the mini fro, I don't think. That's NBA courtside Kobe. Where'd he go? Oh, come on. He looked the other way. That would have been cool. I think he touched it. I think he breathed on it. No. Can't make those. You can't make those. Damn. Oh, he got me. Damn. He's got the 3-ball rolling. Damn. That was a bad shot. Oh, you gotta shoot it? Sorry, dude. Damn, not a good shot again. Touch it. My ball. My motherfucking ball. Nice. You can dribble on me? You think you can shoot over me? They lost LeBron, but they lose Kobe. We're going right on 3 hours on this. Shot Oscar. I'll just make sure. I want to see if I see any 94s in the second spot. Who's 97? Kobe. Who's at 93? John Stockton. Scottie Pippen. 93. 85. 94. Kareem. Played Kareem. Not on the Magic, though. I played Kareem on the Bucks. Left out some Lakers. There it is. The brand. The brand dunk. I didn't do it yet. Jordan-esque. Oh no. He did like the scoop roll. Oh. Damn. No. Uh-oh. That was close. There's a lot of aggression in that swat. It was an aggressive block. Or a block attempt. I think Kareem said he developed his skyhook because he was originally shorter than every... No, that's not true. Maybe no. Somebody developed a skyhook because they were shorter than everybody. It might have been Kareem. Like one of the great skyhooks came as somebody who was shorter. Or they played like older people when they were younger, growing up, and they always had to get their shot over people. I think it was Kareem. I don't think it was Magic. When Magic grew up, he was like the god of basketball where he lived. Like, knew he was going to play basketball when he was, like, really young, started to play basketball. That's what he wanted to do from, like, really young age growing up. You can check all... I hope everybody who watches this fact checks everything I say and is super impressed with all the knowledge that I have, rather than nobody watching this. And all this great content going to waste. YouTube's better than that. I have faith that YouTube's better than that, and people will acknowledge this video. I'm just, like, streaming by myself, having, like, an elite NBA discussion on all these awesome topics and all this great YouTube content I've seen over the past year. Hopefully you can check this out. It can help you find some of these great things, these awesome documentaries, these awesome discussions. Another win. We keep the losses to a 3 spot. It was LeBron, Durant, and Scottie Pippen on my own 95-96 Bulls squad. I might end up going like 3 hours strong, and I'm in the zone. Definitely a little tired, a little hungry, but I feel good for being 3 hours. When that energy drink wears off, I'm not gonna feel good. I feel like I'm like staying up all night to cram for a final. You're like wired and you can just feel like you're gonna crash. Those were the days. Just like an ace in college exams, like I was a professional athlete playing like college basketball. Alright, let's verify the second spot. We found another Kareem. We got Oscar. Who's 91? 93 is Wilt. Wilt doesn't make the cut. Eldrin doesn't make the cut. But Oscar makes the cut. He's like the next great point guard after Jerry West, who in his prime, he was the very best. Winning all the championships, passing the test after the Celtics had their dynasty. I'm rapping to no music, no one's listening to me. This is great. This is great stuff. Alright. I'm entertaining myself. I'll take it. Some hard facts and raps. We're going down. What is he, only 6'4"? 6'3"? I'm taking him in the post. Might only be 6. I think Dwayne Wade. He's got the high tops and the Converse. I tried to wear those and actually play in a basketball league, those Converse. Like, back in the day. Like, I was talking about technology and equipment before. And, like, it's hard to compare players nowadays like LeBron and Jordan because, like, what LeBron's strength is, one of his strengths, Jordan didn't help himself by, like, another arguments that I've heard is that, well, Jordan stepped away and LeBron didn't. And that's a very good argument. But Jordan didn't have the medicine and the technology to maintain, a healthy, long-lasting career and deal with injuries and deal with, the ups and downs of an NBA season with just having the advantages that you have nowadays. It's the truth. It's the God's honest truth. How do you compare? Like, that's just another aspect to add to any comparison. The modern day technology and the modern day medicine. You have like players like Tom Brady who's playing in his 40s. It didn't happen before. We didn't have those chambers that people go in after games and heal themselves. They didn't have those in the 70s. They didn't have those in the 80s. They didn't have those maybe in the 90s. Maybe like the really elite rich athletes with millions of dollars when they first made them. Whatever the hell they're called. But like, it's not just like, oh, all of a sudden, wow, these players are just playing in their 40s. Like, You don't think technology and medicine? Like, I never hear these brought up in these conversations. Like, where are these key points? You know? I mean, Jordan stepped away, but he didn't necessarily have the... But I agree. Like, Jordan didn't do what LeBron did in terms of long-term durability and sustaining a constant NBA career with pure domination. But to step away and to come back, like, and the way he did it, just to step back in and just be like, I'm still the best. Like, that was pretty cool. But LeBron never stepped away. You know? It's very hard to compare. You're essentially, you're not comparing apples and oranges. You're comparing like apples and like potatoes. Like, that's what you're doing, trying to compare different players, different positions, different time periods. You're comparing like apples and like potatoes, or like apples and like wheat. You're not even comparing like the same food group. If you wanted to look at it like an analogy. Just the way professional organizations are and handle themselves, and the amount that players get paid to reinvest into their careers. Like, what about that aspect? What about the money that they make now to reinvest in the equipment and the medicine to keep long, sustainable, healthy careers? Players make so much more now and can invest in and put so much more money into their well-being in their career than they ever could. You know, going back to the Charles Barkley discussion, the players before him that didn't make any money. You know, their medicine, they haven't even a medicine guy on their team. Like, they had to learn their own medicine and had to take care of their own injuries and bruises. When you look at the stats, though, does anybody talk about that or consider that? Like, they probably had like one, maybe a team doctor. Maybe their coach was their team doctor. Maybe they were all handed a first aid kit and said, you're your own team doctor. Back in like the freaking 40s and the 50s. Like, especially if you were an African-American player back in the day, you know, compared to, like, if you were comparing the 50s and the 60s even, just the racial barriers and, like, the things that were available to white athletes versus black athletes and disadvantages that they had. Like, how do you compare those things? This, again, we're talking wheat and apples. We're talking apples and potatoes. We're talking different food groups. You can't compare these things respectably and like hold the argument to any of them. There's so many factors, and I could probably come up with even more factors that were different. And like, now stats are such a big thing. Like, players are more motivated for so many reasons. Social media, they get to see things every day. Their impact on the audience base, the fan base, it helps motivate them to do things every day. They see the reaction that fans get from their, you know, highlights, their plays. That helps motivate them. The players back in the day didn't have highlights to motivate them to, you know, they didn't get to see the audience's reaction. They didn't even have TV back then. Half the games in the 50s and stuff, people listened to the radio. Like, I could go on and on. I could go on and on and on. Completely different time period. This is like a history discussion. This isn't a, you know, like a basketball discussion anymore. It's like a history discussion. What was life like differently back in those time periods, those decades? Like, I need analysts to bring these things up. They don't bring them up. They lived in those time periods. They lived in those eras. They can see the differences. You know, players get motivated. You know how much more motivated Jordan must have been by seeing things on social media, by watching TV? What if he never saw any TV? What if the radio was going on when he was playing, like in the 50s and the 60s, and he didn't get to see as much feedback? He couldn't, like, amp himself up and motivate himself compared to what he could do in the 90s. That gave him such an... Comment, argue. I'd love to see some comments in this. I'd love to see some viewers. This is top-notch content. These are discussions I don't see top analysts bringing up. They miss out on these. They leave these things out of discussions. They get paid millions of dollars. Again, really hope you listen to music. I'm not just here like singing to myself. Probably can't listen to music. Yeah. We got one last game on the list. It's maybe the most comparable to Jordan with the GOAT criteria, Bill Russell. And some criteria in Jalen Rose's GOAT criteria didn't even exist. Defensive Player of the Year didn't exist. I think there was one other one that didn't exist when Bill Russell played. There's no 3-point. There was no... Well, there's like Finals MVP and all these things. Like, they didn't keep as many stats back in the day. Another motivational aspect that Jordan had in his game that Bill Russell didn't have. What if Bill Russell was just like Jordan? He didn't have all these motivating... I mean, then you have the other argument. Well, they had all these racial disadvantages that motivated them to beat certain teams and certain players. And Bill Russell had that racial motivation in a lot of his championships. If you watch documentaries, you'll see that there was a huge, like, the teams that he played, like the Lakers versus the Celtics, and what was it? I don't know who he played. The Bucks. There was a huge, like, racial injustice battle going on in those series that motivated Bill Russell to play better. If he didn't live in that era, maybe Bill Russell wasn't going to be as good because he wasn't as motivated from those racial injustices. LeBron's motivated from still, but to the extent that it was in the 50s and the 60s, do you think if LeBron lived in the 50s and 60s, he'd be even more motivated by social injustice? Like, to the point where, like, the teams you're playing and, like, even your, like, league that you're in is determined by these racial injustices. Not only just, like, minor things outside of the league that you have to deal with or, like, see in social media, but, like, literally the league you play in was determined by these social injustices. Like, what? Can you even wrap your head around that? Can we talk about these in analyst discussions? I think it's just so in-depth that, like, you bring it up, it eliminates these discussions, and, like, they just don't make as much money from them. And, like, that's ultimately what they want to do, is just argue about them enough, just bring them enough to bring these topics up, to make people argue about them, discuss them, you know, like, Kareem kind of said in one of his interviews recently, like, it's kind of just a bar conversation. Like, that's why they do it. That's why the big marketing businesses and the companies, they bring it up, because they want people at bars to talk about it, to give them something extra to talk about while they watch sports. It's a marketing tactic. But if you really want to talk about these discussions, like as authentically as you can, then you need to incorporate these factors into them, because they obviously make a difference. And they turn these discussions into more like apples and candy, apples and potatoes. Like, they're not even comparable. Alright, where's Bill Russell? 98 overall. Couldn't make him 99. I'm staying out of the paint, that's for sure. Man, YouTube, what's with the algorithm? Streaming for 3 hours, I get pushed to all these live streams all the time because they probably have viewers. That's probably part of the algorithm. That's a catch-22 algorithm. So the amount of time you stream doesn't increase your chance of getting viewers. The amount of viewers you already have affects the amount of viewers you're going to have. That's a shitty catch-22 algorithm. It doesn't factor in, like, hard work or effort or anything. It should. That's a biased algorithm. Because if nobody ever sees it, clearly no views. There's no views to build off of. If that's how the algorithm works, that must be how the algorithm works. It's a little frustrating after 3 hours streaming having, like, 2 viewers. And, like, I'll be watching or, like, going over my content and my channel, and then I'll, like, check my device and I get pushed to a live stream randomly. Where's people getting pushed to my live stream? Where's the unbiased? And the amount of viewers you already have, that's a catch-22 scenario. That's not a good algorithm, in my opinion. If it matters. Damn, my controller's gonna die. He's just gonna have a tough time scoring. Damn. He was a defensive juggernaut. He wasn't necessarily the best offensive talent in the league at the time. Bill Russell I'm talking about. It shouldn't be that hard of a matchup, actually, because of his offensive limitations. Like losing feeling in my fingertips from being on a song and getting hungry. Give credit where credit is due. Fix your algorithm so I don't feel so blue. I'm rapping on the stream, giving good content. Oh, man. Oh, no. Going for the 3 ball. Or a 2. That didn't go in. That sounds right in. First basketball game I ever played was definitely NBA Jam. Like 94 NBA Jam. I think actually might have been arcade version before I ever played Sega Genesis version with the cartridge. Ah. Ooh. Game, point, set, match. Blouses. Man, I feel accomplished after that stream. I don't need feedback to feel that way. Whew. Alright, well, hopefully people watch in the future. This is a jam-packed stream with some excellent content. And I don't know. Thanks for watching. Whoever watches this in the future, have a good one. Stay safe. Hopefully the coronavirus doesn't last beyond, whatever it is, July, June of 21, which is typical for most pandemics. So it's like the 18-month rule. There's a little more content, a little more knowledge for you at the end. Stay safe. Have a good one.